Vinny, thank you very much for having me on your show. You're absolutely right. Right to protest is there, but there is no right to block the roads. But there is no right to hurt the economy. There is no right to stop the army convoys. There is no right to block the people from going. There is no right to do rail, roko, chakka jams, and cost approximately $1 billion of loss to the economy per day. $1 billion of loss per economy to the day. Disrupt the lives of people. Children cannot go to school. You are at a liberty to protest, but not at the cost of my liberties. What happens to my rights as a taxpayer? What happens to my rights as a Delhi resident? What happens to my rights as a common person on the ground? I mean, and which is very agonizing, Vineet. After all that, when the Honorable Prime Minister yesterday did explicitly in a national broadcast, which whole of the world listened, definitely all the Indians listened, all the world leaders listened. He says farm laws are repealed. What is Mr. Rakesh Tikait doing there? What are these Kishan Netas doing there? The problem is the Shaheen Bagh syndrome. At the time of Shaheen Bagh, there were some Shaheen Bagh Netas who made second home their TV studios. Every day they were giving interviews and bites and all. And after the Shaheen Bagh got, sorted out, nobody has invited them a studio. Today, the problem with people like Rakesh Tikait is if they go back home, tomorrow they are nobody. They will not want to go home. They will want this to continue. They want this tamasha to continue. When they said, अगर आप तीनों law वापस लेते हैं, we are going home. What are they doing on Delhi streets? That is the question which nation should ask them. If the Honorable Prime Minister on a national broadcast promised you and he didn't tell you, he told 1.3 billion people, why are you still there? That is the question which is being asked, because your political aspirations, your protest was always political. You wanted to make farmer as a pawn and make your political fortunes and futures on his back. And there were a lot of political parties, we need with the elections happening, they wanted to make farmer as a central issue, give tickets according to that, किसान के कंधे पे रख के बंदूक चलाना. But one agonizing part is, I'm very sorry that these reforms have been kind of suspended for time being. These reforms were very good for the Kisans, and a handful of Kisans have taken the right of the 99% of the Kisans who were peacefully at their farms and produce highest procurement, highest production, and highest, reimbursement. Where is the problem? Where was the problem? This is where the agenda is. These are the agendas which are now blatantly explicit, and the nation is watching their agendas. Nation is seeing them. Why they are not going home? That is the question.
Absolutely, Mr. Malik. Even factor overtake the entire arm of that person. This seems to be the agenda behind a very few people who are trying to malign, this agitation.
I think, Vinny, that's very clear. Now, these people, this may have started with a farmer thing. But you have two kinds of farm leaders. One is Rakesh Tikait and one is Sanjay Nath Singh ji. He's always on music, Sanjay Nath Singh ji.
But you concur, Sumit, that he's perhaps in a mood to bolster his own political career. That's why seeing these agitations and these laws being repealed is not good news for him.
That is exactly what I was pointing at. Look at Mr. Sanjay Nath Singh ji. He's reasonable. He talks sense. Look at Rakesh Tikait. What I write in media, I don't know how far it's true or not. He's worth few hundred crores. And ACP Sahab was saying he was a constable in Delhi police. How is a constable worth 400 crores or few hundred crores? I don't know. So these all things are which need to be investigated. Where is the money coming from? Malik Sahab brings a very point. Who is financing the money? Yesterday, the Honorable Prime Minister said, किसानों के हित में लाया था, देश के हित में हटा रहा हूं. I am taking it out in the national interest. I am not taking it out in the interest of the farmer, because this is still not in the interest of farmer. This is the tyranny we need. 99% of the farmers, what they deserve, 99.9%, 0.1% of these so-called farm leaders who are TRP farm leaders. The moment that this movement is over, nobody is going to interview Rakesh Tikait. Nobody is going to take a camera to his tent, because that he sees his political future, his political fortunes in them. There are a lot of people. They have been constantly changing the goalpost. Tomorrow they will talk of Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. That is what they will do. Now the thing is that if tomorrow this movement is over, are you going to go interview Rakesh Tikait, or is anybody going to interview Rakesh Tikait? Answer is no. That is what he wants. He wants this tamasha to continue. He wants this to continue because a lot of people are making money. There are reports today out in the media, you must have read. There is a clear hint by some sources within the government. There are geopolitical reasons which point to Pakistan and China. That we have seen Pamma and Pannu, we have seen people in UK supporting, we have seen some people in US supporting. We have seen Islamist organizations in US giving ads, paid ads in Washington Post for this movement. Why should an Islamist organization of US give ads in Washington Post? Who is paying the money? What is their interest in this farmer protest? We have seen porn stars from pop stars, everybody jumping into the fray. We have seen people like Meena Harris talking about it. Oh, no loka here.
Exactly.
So when we join the dots, it's a much bigger khichdi which has been built, and some people are bound to gain.
absolutely. I want Mr. Malik to come on this. Mr. Malik, what is going to be your message?
One, the reform should continue now at a state level. All the BJP administrator states should have an option of getting these reforms involved. You might have to change the law or whatever. Let's not get into that. Point number two, the pullback of laws was not political. It was geopolitical. This is now concluded.
All right. On that note, we're going to end this debate. But